So another type of sampling is systematic sampling, and this is common out in industry where parts and different things would be coming off like on a conveyor belt. So systematic sampling is where you randomly choose a starting place, and then select every kth individual to measure. So for example, let's say you decide to start with, I don't know, the 20th item, and then you select every 5th item on an assembly line after that. Or you decide to select every 10th name on a list, or you select every 3rd customer that comes into the store on a particular day. So cluster sampling is another form of sampling, and this is where, again, we're going to start by breaking the population into groups, subgroups. Only in this case we're going to call them clusters instead of strata, into subgroups called clusters. And then you're going to randomly pick some clusters and then pull all the objects or individuals in those clusters and none from the unchosen clusters. So different than stratified, where we took just a few from each of them. So in all the subgroups we had a few from each of the subgroups represented. In cluster sampling we take all of some of the subgroups and none of the remaining ones. So for example, a large city wants to pull all businesses in the city, so they divide the city into sections or clusters, maybe a square block for each section, and then they use a random number generator to pick some of the clusters. Then they go out and they pull all the businesses in each chosen cluster. Or you want to measure whether a tree in the forest is infected with bark beetles. Instead of having to walk all over the forest, like if you just randomly picked, trees to do, you divide the forest up into sectors, randomly pick the sectors that you want to travel to, and then record whether a tree is infected or not for every tree in that sector. So again, we've got the chosen sectors that we use all of them, and then the unchosen sectors where none of them. Same thing here in the chosen square blocks, we would pull all the businesses in those chosen blocks and none of them in the unchosen ones.